Hey, welcome to a new video. Today we are at Global Auto in Osaka. We're going to be checking out an insane amount of very special GTRs, looking at their shop and all their storage facilities just like this one.
Afternoon, my name is Braden Mess. I'm from Global Auto. Essentially I handle overseas sales and exporting of vehicles. However, I'm also a link between other exporters as well to help them purchase cars for their customers and their client bases from our inventory, and finding other things as well if there's specific cars that their customers are looking for.
And today you'll be showing me all sorts of goodness.
Bit of a 5% tourist guide sometimes. Which is awesome. You know, we get a lot of people coming in from overseas, coming into the shop to see things that we've got. Plenty of guys come in every year. They come over for Tokyo Auto Sale and they make the trip down. They come to our shop and they see our cars because it changes weekly. So,
But this storage in particular is something a little bit more special.
Used to be sort of 100% Boss's personal collection. Now it's just sort of things that he's holding on to. For personal sort of collection, and then every now and then we might pull something out and put it up for sale, depending on what's next available. So it's sort of like a circulation process for what's coming in and available, which is getting harder to do these days. So,
and there's some really special stuff here. We'll have a quick walk around and enjoy looking at these engine bays, because most of the cars here are actually quite heavily modified. All right, so before we actually go to the other warehouses that Global has, I just wanted to show you the main shop here. They have a massive inventory of about 30-40 cars, always here in the front of the main shop where it all started. They do cater to a lot of tuning cars. I mean, it's not just GTRs. We've got a Civic Type R over here, a nice Stagia. There's a couple of Evos. There's even a Lexus LC 500 slammed down on some gigantic wheels. Lots and lots of 35s. These are becoming a lot more popular for them. I'll try and go down here and show you a kind of broader look at the entire yard, and you can see it's pretty vast. And the thing that makes Global so cool is that it's basically in the heart of where a lot of really cool tuning shops here in Osaka are. Auto Select is down the road. There's a few other like Trial, all shops that eventually we will hit and kind of feature on the channel. But it is a very special place. So many cool modified cars to look at. Another 34 V-Spec 2 here. Seems to be a lot of cars with BBS LMs here today. There's an Autech R33 GTR on R34 rims. Got an Evo hiding here in the corner with Advan GTs. There's a little S2000 tucked away here. And you know, the selection of cars changes all the time here. Like, you can come here in a couple of weeks and half the cars will probably be gone and replaced by other stuff. There's even a Veilside kitted Z33 350Z. I'm not sure where this has popped up from, but just look at the hood treatment. This is when Yokomaku-san was doing his first collaboration with the Fast and Furious movies, coming up with some crazy kits. There's a few other interesting cars, Evo 10, two R33 GTRs. This one is actually running the more modern take on the T37s. Another 33 on LMGT4s. Red Brembos on that one. A couple of 32s on T37 RTs, those red wheels that I actually used to run on the R34 many years ago. And you know, it gets pretty busy here because they're always, you know, getting cars in and kind of like cleaning them up, fixing them up. If stuff needs to be replaced, they'll do it here. This is a perfect example of what, you know, can pop up for sale in Japan that the Global will buy in and kind of like fix up and get ready for sale. This is an Amuse kitted Z33. I haven't seen an Amuse kit in so many years. This brings back so many memories because I actually shot Tanabe-san's original demo car shortly before he passed away, again many years ago. But it's such a great kit. He was really creating some of the best aero products and tuning products in Japan, and this particular car is actually an Otec edition, so this would be the 380 RS. Hey, sorry for interrupting the video. Just wanted to remind you guys, still over 70% of people that check into the channel aren't subscribed. It really helps us a lot if you hit the subscribe button, give us a like. It will help us bring you even more content from Japan. That said, back to the video. So as the number plate suggests, this is indeed a 260 RS Otec Stagia, which means it runs the R33 GTR driveline. Again, another car on BBS LMs. I think it looks phenomenal. Unfortunately, I got a bit of snow and rain over the last few days, but these cars are certainly going up in value lately. We're gonna be taking a look at the engine bay now. Like I mentioned a second ago, Auto Select is right down the road, and no surprise, this car is running a fully built RB26 from Auto Select. Big Trust T78 strapped next to it. What a sick station wagon. And hiding behind the LMs is that massive brown boat 8-pot caliper. Not bad for a station wagon. This is probably pushing out 700 horsepower. Really sweet FD RX-7 here, running on BBS RSs. I love these cars so much. I need a rotary in my life. Hiding here in the corner is a 4-door R34 on NK NT03s. Again, another wheel I love personally. This is the wheel that Nissan actually used in the 34 during the Nürburgring development time in '98, so has a bit of a special kind of meaning to 34 owners, especially if they follow the development of the 34. That silver 34 that was visible from the back when I showed you the workshop. We can have a look at the engine bay here. This is a fully built Fujimura Auto RB28 HKS T04Z. And it even has VCAM, color matched intake plenum, all the good stuff. And like I mentioned, Global Auto is very well known for purchasing highly modified cars. You know, a lot of other resellers out there are very scared to touch modified cars, kind of always going for, you know, the perfect OEM look, or maybe like Nismo official stuff. But Global has made a name for themselves for pretty much, you know, catering to the modified market and people searching for cars that are already being kind of modified. Good places to start from to kind of finish up with more tuning or refined stuff. Amazing setup as always. It's always so cool to come to Global and check out what cars they've got hidden away. Alright, here's another very much Osaka style type of engine bay. We love these kind of builds. This is the white R32 with the T37 RTs that we were looking at a second ago. And under the bonnet is something absolutely wild. This is a Garage Ito built engine with a massive IHI turbo. It's got all the good bits: hypertune throttle, hypertune manifold, runs a Haltech ECU, and if you have a look inside, you'll see that it runs a sequential transmission. What a crazy build. There's even a Haltech dash unit. Alright, time to check the little shop area here, and just as I come in, there is absolute gold here. If you're into your GTRs, you will know how expensive these original Nismo titanium strut races are. Here's a new version of them, and they have actual 2 of them. There's another one here with even a fresher badge, and then even the Mines version, which has a completely different design, but you know, kind of going after the same look. The shop has become a bit of a storage unit because these guys are doing so much volume now that they really need the space to hold all the parts that eventually will make it onto the cars that they're preparing for customers. Here's a good example of what Global Auto does lately that's super cool. I've talked about these diffusers before at ours meeting. Seeing that Nismo stuff and Nissan original equipment is so expensive, Global Auto has made their own carbon fiber rear diffuser, as well as the front diffuser, which is perfectly laid out here for us to look at. They have 2-3 different versions of these. You can check their website out for more detail. And basically, they allow you to run different lengths of lip. And the good thing is these actually come off. They're bolted down, so if you do end up damaging them, you can actually replace them. Such a good idea. All right, we're gonna have a look underneath a carbon front diffuser so you can see what that looks like. Pretty much just like stock, but of course all in carbon fiber. And then there's what, 3 different versions of these?
Yep. Yeah. So there's centimeter, 2.8 centimeter, and then 5 centimeter.
And then you can just add the lips.
Yep.
If you damage them.
These are my original ones where they came out with the wooden piece.
Yeah, the balsa wood.
Made a carbon extension for it.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then the fins are the sort of similar sizing to the Nismo one as well.
Yeah.
So this is a full carbon. We do them in half carbon as well.
Yeah.
So everything that's visible from outside is carbon, but then underside is all FRP.
And this actually is what, less than half the price of a Nismo?
Probably even a quarter at the moment.
Yeah, true. They keep going up in value.
The difficult thing is the shipping overseas.
Yeah, big thing.
And then the lead time on them as well. We get a lot of people sort of wanting them ASAP, but they're all made to order.
Yeah.
And they take roughly 2 to 3 months to produce. So.
Carbon fiber production. Yeah. And I even see you have the diffuser fins here.
Yeah, so that's for the rear.
Yeah.
We do a replacement for the factory original as well. So
such good quality
comes
too.
From us in like one piece, and then you put your fins on.
Yeah.
We've got jacking points as well, and then also we do like a PVC spacer as well. So I don't know if you've noticed on your car, when you jack up, there's like probably about a 5 centimeter gap between.
Oh yeah, it flexes and then hits it. Yeah.
That makes some pretty interesting noises.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
When you're going, I mean, they don't break when you're jacking them, but having a spacer in between, like we make, it just sort of closes that gap up and it makes it a lot safer. So.
Yeah, that's cool. All the brackets
so
rust out usually.
Generally, the sides are the first part to go.
Yeah.
All the rivets and stuff. They as soon as they look rusty, they look terrible in the car. So we have all of that brand new. All of the mounting points to the body is all brand new. And then we also supply these for non-B specs. Mm-hmm. So you can do like the kit additional too. Mounting kit as well, which is a little bit of welding, but not.
Do these fit on the R33s?
We haven't had anybody try.
Right.
I want someone to try.
Yeah.
Have a feeling you probably could do it.
I mean, there's a lot of people that run the 34 ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's exact same shape and mounting points as the original ones. So if people are running the 33s, they probably can make it work on a 34 onto a 33.
Yeah. So from the main dealer lot here, there is a second building here. This is another workshop that they have, and where they kind of work on preparing and fixing up cars that they purchase prior to putting them on sale, getting stuff right, pulling off old parts, fitting whatever customers want if they pick cars up. And as you can see, they have stocked up so many parts. It's just everywhere you look, there's just really sought after, valuable bits and pieces. These are Nismo suspension package box here. Like everything you would ever expect to need or find when it comes to GTRs. Very cool to have seen the lot here. Again, I have covered this many times before on Speed Hunters, but we are going to go and check out the new building that Yasyi Global Auto has recently purchased, and that's going to be full of really special stuff. And then we'll be going to a third location where your minds will be blown. Venue number 2. This is actually where I shot the Z-Tune, the 400R, and the R34 V-Spec N1 for the Speed Hunter story I did maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Those cars are actually not here anymore, but there's more stuff in here that we need to look at. So this will be Garage 2 out of 3 for today. All right, this is a perfect opportunity to talk about our sponsor for today, ZenMarket. So ZenMarket allows you to buy parts like these even though you don't have a Japanese address. So there's over 10,000 Japanese stores that you can buy from, and they can store for 60 days before they ship out to you. ZenMarket has been kind enough to give me a special code that you guys can use to get 1,000 yen off shipping for your next order. So when you sign up, make sure you use the DinoDC code to get your discount off your shipping. So if you're trying to get GTR parts just like these, head over to their website. But all you need to do is go to their website and press search. So as an example, I searched Nismo LMGT4s, super rare wheels. All you do is go here, hit buy, and you can pick them up straight away. ZenMarket actually provides access in 19 different languages. Actually make sure that the parts are well packed and there's no consolidation fees to be added. The cool thing, they actually give you 60 days of free storage, so you're able to keep shopping until you're ready to ship out. So as long as the part you're looking for is eligible for international shipping, you're able to buy any part from any Japanese online shop. There's already over 2 million people using the site and buying parts just like these. And to make it easy for you, there's many payment options available. And with their loyalty program, you actually get 1% cash back. Just as a reminder, make sure you use DinoDC to get 1,000 yen off shipping for your next order. And now back to the video. Right, so first car we actually see as we enter this rather large storage facility is a GR Yaris, and I think the actual amount of parts in here will probably shock most people, just as much as the cars that are in here. This is pretty much like 20 plus years of, you know, stockpiling parts. You can literally find anything and everything. 34 washer tank, all laid out around this warehouse on massive stacks. And center stage here are all the cars that we're going to go through one by one. So like a lot of the cars in here basically are here to kind of wait for that 25-year rule to come into play. This is a perfect example. This car will be going to the US in a short time once that 25-year rule is hit. And there's even a new Z Nismo here. A lot of these cars are inventory. Some of them are collection cars that Yasyi-san is keeping. But yeah, let's take a quicker look here through what we have. There's just so much to look at. This one, lightly tuned engine, all the right bits. A lot of these cars are actually running the Z-Tune Nismo fenders, which is probably why there's so many fenders up on the walls there, as well as all the parts that are being stocked up here, either taken off cars or kept for future use. You can see all the R34 seats up there on the corner. I even spotted a 32 one up there. Right, I've come all the way to the corner here where this V-Spec 2 is sitting. This is painted in pearl white. As you can see, it's a much yellower white compared to the regular white. Again, Nismo goodies all over. Z-tube bumper, fenders, skirts, and the over fenders at the back. You can just see the amount of parts. I spot a OEM front diffuser here. And in front of the V-Spec 2 is a V-Spec 2 NUR in white. I think this car was in exactly this position when I shot it for Speed Hunters, maybe 5-6 years ago now.
It's 2.8 litre, and I have a feeling it's either Midori Seibi or Mines, and then the engine covers have been painted to sort of, they would look pretty jadish, but
yeah, it looks like the NUR.
Done to look like a NUR engine. So it is an N1 block.
Beautiful.
What turbos were? They're still running the twins. It looks stockish, but it's I mean, running 35 inject airflow meters, yeah. Kind of tasteful, sort of street-inspired, sort of 2.8 litre kit to a certain degree, compared to your sort of more aggressive step 2s with single turbos and stuff.
I'm going to shimmy up these two cars here so I can get a look at the back of the V-Spec 2. Another beautiful car in perfect condition, and the back of the new Z Nismo version with that kind of flat grey that was also used on the 2024 Nismo GTR. And it just blows my mind how many parts are here. Like everything you see will be something that somebody will definitely pay really good money for. Good to see that they added this protection here, just in case a big earthquake comes. It's crazy. There's even a box of like seat belts here. Keep everything, guys. So, all right, with this location over and done with, we are moving to the next storage, the new one. This is something I have not seen yet, so quite excited. Let's head in the car and check it out. All right, we are at the next Global Auto storage, and this is gonna get even crazier because there's some really special stuff in here. Let's head inside and see what we have. All right, so this storage facility is just brimmed full of absolute awesomeness. There's a V-Spec 2 NUR here wearing the full Z-Tune package, included the unpainted R-Tune hood. Pretty cool that we get to see an unpainted one because you can see how the carbon fiber layers are laid out. Another M-Spec NUR here, and it just keeps going. And there's even an M-Spec NUR based race car. This was a cockpit demo car from back in the day, fully modified thing, running some very unique wheels, which I don't think I've seen. They kind of look like a reinterpretation of the stock BNR 32 wheels. Got a Mines mirror on this and massive GT wing here at the back. Carbon trunk, carbon roof, carbon bonnet, and underneath it gets even more special with a fully rebuilt Nismo R1 motor. Midnight purple V-Spec here. Again, another car fitted with all the Nismo goodies. Sitting on 19-inch LMGT4s. Brembo GT brake package front and back. This is nothing short of a true treasure cove.
Essentially, it's a V-Spec 2 NUR base with a 2.8 litre, I think it's only step 1 by HKS with the V-cam. It's all produced by Kansai Service.
Oh, so this is a Kansai car?
This is a Kansai Service car, yeah. So
sick.
The previous owner, I think they were the second owner, and they bought it as a factory original car.
Yeah.
And then just went through with Kansai Service and did the whole top to bottom. So,
and this is
cars, this sort of like spec is pretty special these days,
yeah,
particularly in NURs. So,
and just like the midnight purple behind you, this is running the Global Auto carbon diffuser.
Yep.
With that extension. You can see what that looks like. This one's also on 19-inch GT4s and the older AP Racing calipers, and this pristine NUR sitting here in the background. And just check out the amount of Nismo LMGT4s back here. Absolutely nuts. Doesn't end there. There's some crazy stuff back here too. Starting off with yet another NUR. Again, full Nismo package on this, Bayside blue, and a very, very special car that we originally saw on my Speed Hunters feature a few years ago. Right, what makes this particular car special, of course, is that if you look closely, it has black mirrors. And that means this is a V-Spec 2 N1. You can see how the V-Spec 2 hood has been left unpainted on the N1s, because of course these were the basis for race cars that participate in series like Super Taikyu, and this is truly as rare as it gets. This is another great example of what can be pretty much close to perfection when it comes to 34s. This is actually, you were saying, like a demo cars that you guys built?
When we do events like ours meeting in Nismo, the boss refreshed this chassis probably, well, maybe more than 5 years ago. So he's kept this sort of in his possession to use as a demo car for both our G-Style products and then just our, you know, sort of company image at shows and stuff like that. Not a NER, it's I think it's still 2.6 litre, however. Back when Nismo parts were available, it did get a bit of a catalogue thrown at it, like the strut tower and the piping and stuff like that.
Like everything, yes, so much in there. So pretty much the entire Nismo catalogue in here, minus the complete engine.
Yeah, minus the Nismo itself engine, and then the airbox we may have used on a separate car, which we refreshed as well, but I mean, yeah, they're getting really hard to get these days.
Yeah. Actually, I think they stopped production of the carbon airbags.
Yeah, the boxes stopped production, but strangely, you can still get the vent. It's bizarre. Some of the stuff that is being produced and not being produced is changing weekly.
Yeah.
I did a stock check today on the wing flaps, and they're discontinued now. So.
Oh no.
It's just the little things that are really desirable for, I mean, not just our customers, but majority of our GTR.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, fan base and people that have had them for the last 10 years. Refreshing the wing blades and stuff like that's not easy because it's an alloy piece. So going to a carbon piece is a nice touch. But yeah, they're just hard to get these days. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but we don't know. They may bring it up in style as always. You know, Nissan do what?
They change their minds a lot, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and like they'll do 1 month, they'll do a release of wheels and they'll have an order period of 1 month. And then they'll do a release 2 months later of fenders.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's hard to say. I mean, like I don't want to say too much, but at the same time, it's like, for some people, it's really disappointing because if you do get your order in, you're then into a backlog and it takes 6, 12 months for those parts to be produced. So
yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. But I just need to have a closer look at this. This is so special.
Another one that, I mean, when we used to have the Z-Tune and the 400R, we completely forgot about this car to a certain degree. Now that we've got those in different places, it does sort of bring light to the N1. Yeah. And it's got the option aircon kit in it as well. So it's a pretty special car.
And of course that came with the black mirrors and the unpainted bonnet. And this is for sale or collection?
It's in our ultimate collection.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very rare car.
There's been a couple of N1s popping up over the last 12 months. But it's one of those things where it's difficult to buy and put into inventory because you don't really know
what they're worth, basically. Yeah.
I mean, you can value them, but it's hard because it's a niche market for the customer base. So I know that there's been a couple from Australia that have been for sale and have been for sale for a long time. We get offered cars internationally as well, but it's really hard to sort of liaise from Japan. But yeah, I mean, there's still cars popping up here and there that are very special that when they do come available, you've got to make a decision whether it's, do we purchase it or do we let it go? So it's a pretty tricky business, to be honest with you. So. And
the M-Spec NER race car that we had a little glimpse of before.
Produced by Cockpit and was their demo car at Auto Salon. I believe it did some driving, but I'm not 100% sure what driving.
So talk about building a car before anybody knew that they would skyrocket in value.
Like at the time of this being produced, the M-Spec NER was probably one of the justifiable chassis to use to be producing race cars.
Yeah.
Now that the market has gone the way that the market has, it's a bit of a grey zone for this car. But I think it's one of the coolest cars
so
out,
cool.
to be honest with you.
And I love the bumper on it. This is the old MCR bumper, which it's one of very few rare pieces that you know you don't really
100%.
see these days.
100%. I mean, even just R34 GTR race cars in general these days, to this sort of specification where it's like even to the point of the carbon roof, doors, trunk, the stitched cage. It's running a Hollinger 6-speed with the R1 engine, and then you've got things like carbon door cards and stuff like that. And I mean, to be honest with you, working with the boss for 2 odd years now, this is his interest, and it always has been his interest, is the higher tuned cars. So to get this sort of stuff in it's exciting because you can see GTRs every day.
Of course, yeah.
This sort of stuff.
Oh, I know the kind of stuff he's into. I shot his R34 demo car originally, and that thing was absolutely wild, built by the Auto Select build one, or
that's that car's still alive. Try and pull his arm.
Because he was doing time attack events with it, right? Down
I
in
think the last
Okayama.
time it drove was
Was it Central Circuit that he did?
No, he did Nismo Festival just before COVID.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There was a parade. They do the parade.
Yeah, the parade lap. Yeah.
And one of the drivers drove that, and since then it was in storage. So be cool to get that car back out again. But to sort of make a big story short, RH9 is the main sort of GTR club in Japan here, which we're part of. And the main idea behind that now is all the 35 GTRs, producing and tuning cars that are available to the domestic market. So it's shifted from the original 34s over to the 35s now.
Sure, yeah.
We do, but at the same time, it would be nice because there is such a big interest in them now overseas. And still in Japan, there's a big interest. But yeah, I'd love to see some more sort of like historic or
for sure.
However you'd want to sort of word
the nostalgic old school demo race car kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like you talk about Kansai Service, you talk about Phoenix Power, Saurus and stuff like that. They're still working on these cars and they're still producing these cars. It's just probably for Japan media side, it's more R35 based. So it's a bit of a shame, but maybe we can sort of kick some feathers and get people out in them again. But
yeah, what an amazing car. What is this?
This is a 33 N1.
Oh, this is the... Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even... Oh my God, I completely missed this in the corner.
That's the kind of crazy thing about this warehouse is it does change every now and then, but when we had, like 400 others that tune in here, it was easy to forget about this. And even before, like talking to Yasyi-san, he was like, what's in there? And I was like, the 33 N1's in there. And he's like, no, it's not. Like, yes, it is. So, but it's just such a statement car with the original like bronze LMs on it and
amazing.
The really simple, basic white with the black lip and stuff. It's stunning. So these are the collector kind of cars, and then your race spec stuff is the real sort of like not purist, but the people that have grown up around tuning cars and JDM tuning. So that's kind of the coolest thing to be involved with at Global. So
hope you enjoyed this video, checking out Global Auto and their insane car collection, going from really heavily modified stuff all the way down to super collectibles like the N1s. And it's not done yet. There's a second video that's coming after this that will show Yasui's very personal garage, something that's just been put together very lately. So you got to check back soon for that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit us up on dinodc.co for the merch, and also support us on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and check back soon for more.